Hi everyone, back in my shed again. This time we're going to try soap bubbles. It's another one I saw on YouTube today, and the soap bubbles came out really cool. They look like little tiny planets. Hopefully I can get the same effect. I haven't really tried it that much. The soap bubbles they were using was made with a lot of dishwashing liquid, some water and glycerin. Well, I wasn't going to run out to the shops and buy glycerin, but I did have some xanthan gum, which I use for water drop photography. Now, if you haven't heard of xanthan gum before, it's a powdery kind of stuff. It's a food thickener. Not that I'd ever use it with food, because this stuff is so potent, it's unbelievable. I keep forgetting how potent it is. I followed a recipe for xanthan gum bubbles, which told me to use 1 cup of dishwashing liquid to 4 cups of warm water and 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum. Well, that should have made about 1.25 litres, something like that. Well, it didn't. It actually made a bloody lot. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this bubble mix, because I have got so much of it. Xanthan gum you can get online. It's extremely cheap. This is the stuff here. All food xanthan gum, 500 grams, so half a kilo, and I think that cost me only about $4 or $5 with free postage. And if seriously 1 tablespoon does all of that, 500 grams is going to last you forever. You can use it for many kinds of stuff. I've actually used it at Halloween to make fake blood, which was really cool. My daughter's over there nodding her head, she loved the fake blood. So I've made up this mixture, and I've got a little lens cap there, so we're just going to pour some of the mixture into the lens cap, and I've got a straw, so we're going to blow on the straw and try and get a nice big bubble to come up. I've got it all black behind me, just seemed to have the best effect. Got my camera there ready to go, just the 18 to 55 kit lens on there, and I will be using a speed light as well. The speed light, I will have a Wi-Fi adapter here, and I'll probably be holding the speed light, or I might put it on a tripod. But that's also going to have a diffuser on it as well, and we'll see if we can get some really cool. Okay, so it's taken me a lot of shots and a lot of mucking around, but I think I finally got a good shot. I was having difficulties with the light and the flash. Things aren't as easy as they seem on YouTube tutorials, obviously. Look at me, I'm making a YouTube tutorial. But I couldn't quite get the really rainbow colours that I saw on YouTube on top of my bubbles. I could see them with the naked eye, they just weren't coming out with the camera properly. Turns out I had to diffuse things a hell of a lot, so I'm just going to flip the camera around and show you what I've done here. Okay, so what I've done here is I've grabbed a couple of my poles for the lights that I've got, and I've wrapped a black backdrop around them, sort of forming almost like a box. And then I've got my white backdrop, hung it over top with a few pegs, and I've got my flash dangling up there, which is just tied up to an old extension lead with a bit of ribbon. Backyard hacks or what, you know? But hey, it seems to be working. The white backdrop is diffusing the flash very evenly and nicely over top of the bubble. Before I was getting pinpoints of light here and there and a lot of reflection. But this seems to be cutting a lot of it out. I do have to turn off all of my shed lights, otherwise they show up in the bubble as well. We can just wait and see what post-editing gives us, I guess. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention, I think I told you I used a mixture of xanthan gum instead of glycerine for my bubbles. That didn't seem to work out so well. For some reason I didn't get the rainbow colours that you would with when they were using glycerin. So what I did, again, not running down to the store to bloody buy shit, I had some corn syrup in the cupboard, which is a alternative for glycerin. So I just added, it was a 1:3 ratio of dishwashing liquid, water, and then I added approximately 1.5 teaspoons of corn syrup and mixed that together. Worked a bloody treat, worked really great. So try that one out if you haven't trouble. Okay, wow, well I have had some real trial and error with these soap bubbles. My biggest problem has been light and reflections. Every time I get the light right, I get reflections of the shed wall behind me or myself or my camera, and it's really freaking annoying, I'll tell you what. So I've actually made up, God this looks ugly, I've really made up a, almost like a, I don't know what you'd call it, a TARDIS to put my soap bubbles in, which is working really, really well. It's cutting out reflection. I've got a nice soft light coming through from the flash. I've used up all the missus's pegs off the clothesline. It's great. So I'll just spin the phone around, I'll show you what I've got, and if you're working on a budget in your backyard in the shed, maybe you could try something like this. Okay, so here we are, using some of my backdrops. I've cut one and done this and done that. Luckily they're cheap as chips off eBay, you can buy them really cheap, the backdrops. But the round thing on top is like one of the 5-in-1 reflector things that you can get for portrait photography and stuff like that. So that's basically what's diffusing my light at the moment from the flash, which is still hanging up there. I've actually had to take it down. I'm on 128 power at the moment, which is the lowest power that my flash has got. As you can see, I've used up all my pegs and clamps and things like that to join things up around here. I've been lowering and raising the softbox, I guess we'll call it, just to try out different lights. It seems to be better with being dipped down towards the camera and lifted at the back. So I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, there we go. So where it's lifted, that's at the back, and the lower spot is where my camera is at the front. That seems to be one of the best spots for light at the moment. So I'll just take you around here, take you inside and show you the setup we've got. So here we are, inside. So there is my bubble thing, which I've been using a straw to blow bubbles in. There's the camera, and here's everything else. I've actually cut a little hole there so I can peek in and look at the back of my camera every now and then. I'll just blow a bubble if I can with the camera on it to show you how I get it to look. There we go. And you can see all those awesome swirling colours. That's what I'm trying to catch. So hopefully everything works out. I'll just, there we go, take a photo while it's up. And, there we go. That's how that is set up, and it seems to be working well at the moment. So I'll take some more pictures and I'll get them into Lightroom and pop them up and let me know what you think. Okay, so finally all done now. I think I've got some pretty cool shots. I'll just have to wait and see how they look like after running them through Lightroom or Photoshop or however I'm going to do it. I'll just wait and see which one's best. As always, if you like my videos, please subscribe, check out my Facebook page, Chad Viger Photography, and we'll see you later. Bye.